The start of the 2009 NFL season has arrived. For the Detroit Lions, it's all about change and a fresh start. For the New Orleans Saints, they want to build on the league's highest scoring offense from last year. The NFL on Fox welcomes you to the sold-out Superdome, where the Lions have come to town to take on the Saints. Well, it is open.
Is good to go, and he'll kick it off. The ageless one. Robert Meacham is deep for New Orleans, and Meacham has it from the 5. Robert Meacham to the 45 of New Orleans.
And last year's numbers were great, but it's all about getting this team into the playoffs.
Reggie Bush in the backfield. First down, Breeze. Quick pass complete at midfield. That's a Saints first down to Devery Henderson. Breeze going for Reggie. And down the sideline, he hauled it in. Larry Foote was back there covering him. Drew Brees steps up, throws, end zone, touchdown Saints, Marcus Colston. Pass complete, but short, incomplete. Kevin Smith had it, lost it. It'll bring up a punting situation for the Lions. And Breeze to throw it. End zone, Meacham, touchdown Saints.
Anytime you give Drew Brees that kind of time in the pocket, he's going to try and take a shot downfield. That play didn't develop the way they wanted it to. That was a deep corner route by the receiver. Drew Brees comes off the play action fake, gets everybody to bite on the hard play fake, and look at the protection that he has with the offensive line. Gives him time to slide in the pocket. This route was supposed to be a deep corner, but with that kind of time, you can make adjustments with the receiver.
In the backfield, Casey Fitzsimmons splits out the tight end. Stafford to throw, complete. Across the 40-yard line is Calvin Johnson, and that's the guy. He wants to get the ball to the Rams. On first down, Stafford to throw. Pass to Kevin Smith. That's a first down inside the 35 of New Orleans. Yard field goal. Here they go wide and don't get it. Hanson. And the kick is good. Coming off knee surgery does not slow him down. Breeze has time down the middle of the field and completes to Devery Henderson. Looked like he ran back. Eric King covering, and he may have kept him from getting the first down. Stafford way over the head of Calvin Johnson. He is now 4 of 8. Breeze. Time again. Pass for Colston. In and out of his hands. A nice coverage by Eric King, who started in place of Phillip Buchanan. His last punt, 54 yards. And this one, Northcutt. No fair catch. Dennis Northcutt. Past the punter. And run out of bounds inside the 20 of New Orleans. Kickoff weekend. Fox NFL Sunday continues. The Saints lead the Lions 14-3, but Stafford is on the move. Stafford pass complete. And Kevin Smith gets a first down inside the 5, so it would appear. Smith on a pitch. That's Kevin Smith for a Lions touchdown.
What a great call. You had everybody bunched in the middle defensively, thinking they were going to pound it up the middle. Pound it up the middle because it's 4th and short. Everybody thinks they're going to isolate up the middle. They turn around, they do a fake to the fullback who they've ran in short down and distance before. They do the flip to Kevin Smith, and they're able to suck the defensive in and get the corner.
It's one play, one moment in the second quarter. But the handoff, knifing through his bell for a first down from the Saints' 42-yard line. Reggie Bush pitches back to Breeze, who has time to throw it deep for Devery Henderson, and he underthrew it. It's intercepted. The Lions, Anthony Henry from his corner spot, picks it off and returns it to the 25-yard line. Gets the kick away. Reggie has a chance at his 25. But loses the football. The ball came out. He looked back for it. Looked like the Saints got it back. And Reggie recovering his own miscue. Actually, age-wise, at least on their roster, in the top 5 oldest teams in the NFL. On first down, Mike Bell near the 49-yard line, and Anthony Henry, who had the interception on Nottingham this year. Hand off to Bell. He's got some room, and another first down. Slips down right at the marker, and Delmas makes sure he doesn't get more. 1. Breeze rolls out. Has time, wide open. Complete to Devery Henderson for another New Orleans first. Pass is complete to Jeremy Shockey at the 10 on 3rd and 1. Breeze has it. Touchdown, Jeremy Shockey. Calvin Johnson on the right side. Stafford goes back. And Jonathan, now they trail by 11. As Reggie Bush splits out as a receiver for Breeze. Passes high, and what a grab at the 40-yard line. Lance Moore. 5'9", but climbing up the ladder.
And this may be...
Saints controlling things on the scoreboard with the football. Time for Breeze down the middle at the 15-yard line. That's another nice grab by Lance.
If you're going to drop 8 into coverage, you can't allow those seams.
Drew Brees will pick you apart. He's going for the back of the end zone. Shockey is back there. He hung on. Touchdown.
It's under 2 minutes, so the booth is going to have to review it. It's not going to be the coaches that challenge it. The booth is going to have to review it because it looked like he was bobbling the ball.
We'll watch his feet. 2 feet are down. He's got the football. He has to take the ball all the way to the ground, and he hung on to it. That is a catch. Probably Mike Carey would have guessed for the reasons we discussed.
After review, the receiver had control with 2 feet down in the end zone for a score.
For Reggie Bush. Fumbles the football, and the Lions were the first ones to get there. The ball is going to belong to Detroit. Second fumble for Reggie on a return. He got the intercepted. That's the veteran Darren Sharper. The NFL's leading active interceptor. It's good to be hanging around in this league. A couple of veterans who cannot deliver here. It's blocked by the Lions and kicked out of bounds with a tick left. The Saints have a 28-10 advantage over the Detroit Lions. Here's the Visa halftime report. Saints threatening the blitz. Extra pressure. He's got time. That's complete for a first down and plenty of running room. That's Calvin Johnson. 6'5", and Calvin Johnson has a Lions touchdown. Nope, he stepped out of bounds. The official is pointing to a spot inside the 5. One official gave the signal that it was a touchdown.
Calvin Johnson here. They go right after Tracy Porter's replacement. Rookie first-round pick Malcolm Jenkins is one-on-one with Calvin Johnson. Calvin does a dig route to the inside. Malcolm goes for the tackle. He can't wrap up the...
See the official right there called it out of bounds. It's not a reviewable play in terms of a challenge because it was an out of bounds call. Touchdown, Stafford.
He crosses the plane, but he takes a shot.
Let's hope they don't review it. Line before the goal line. Quick pass to Heath Evans, who gets a first down.
Drew Brees picking up, whether it be return, catches, or carries.
Bella's in the backfield on second down. Quick toss to Reggie Bush, who's got room. Near another first down. Ball comes out. Let's see if he was called down. And the official quickly says he was down.
And a lot of people would call that a run. All that is a sweep or a run. And so, once again, Reggie didn't care how many carries he had. He was worried about number of touches. I know Sean Payton had touched on 15 to 20 touches.
Did you review that play? Is that a sore subject?
Yeah, you know, look, there comes a red
here
flag.
comes the challenge. Uh-oh. Jim Schwartz is liking this system now.
Yeah.
Had complete control when his elbow hit the ground. Therefore, the ruling on the field is correct, down by contact. Detroit will be charged with a team timeout, their first.
And you can clearly see the defensive player touched him. He hit the ground. He's down. Then the ball came out. And just his offense, a quick opportunity here. The handoff to Bell. He's got room. That's Mike Bell to the 41 before Louis Delmas knocked him down. Saints hoping for a fast start in the NFC South. That's another first down. Mike Bell, the workhorse. And this offensive line without Jamal Brown.
Trying to get the ball out of his hands.
A 39-yard field goal attempt for Carney. This time no block. It's up there, out there, and good. So the Saints add to their lead. It's 31-17. Saints will be kicking it back to the Lions. He scored on a touchdown run and suffered an interception. Thomas Morstead to kick it off. Aaron Brown from his goal line. Aaron Brown gets through a few. He's got room. Aaron Brown is on the run. All the way to the 10 of New Orleans. And if it wasn't for the hustle of Malcolm Jenkins, he'd be celebrating a touchdown. Stafford fakes, throws, completes. Casey Fitzsimmons near another first down. Stafford incomplete for Bryant Johnson. It'll be a 24-yard attempt. Jason Hanson nails it. So the Lions on a quarter plus to go. 3:22 remaining here in the third. Robert Meacham on the return. He's got some room and he can fly. Cutting back across the 40. Excellent field position, just what the Saints wanted. And Drew in the pocket down the middle. He's got him. Devery Henderson. It's a touchdown, Saints.
We've been saying it all day. If you give Drew Brees time in the pocket to where he can step up, this offensive line has done a great job all day. He has yet to be sacked. He slides up in the pocket, steps in and makes the throw and puts it right on stride to where Henderson can just fly down the field. Doesn't have to wait on the ball, catches it in stride and outruns everybody.
58 yards, 5 touchdown passes for Drew. Some work to do, trailing 38-20. Under 3 to go in the third. That's Bryant Johnson who makes the catch for a first down and eventually goes down at the 35-yard line. Let's the Lions get the Vikings. Stafford throw. Did he hang on? It looked like it was, yes, near the first down marker. That's again Bryant Johnson, who's averaged 40 catches the
Stafford leaves that ball on the outside, and
we might have a challenge here. Look, Sean Payton went out and slowly handed it to the official to say, I think he dropped that ball.
And you can see on the replay that the ball clearly hit the ground.
The red challenge flag getting more airtime today than you and me.
After review, it's an incomplete pass. Second down and 10 on the Detroit 35-yard line. The New Orleans Saints hash mark. Please put 1:55 on the game clock. New Orleans will not be charged with a team.
Third down. He fakes, he fires, it's intercepted. Scott Shanley picks it off from his linebacker spot. He had somebody wide open down. Interception on first down. Bell. Ball is loose, and the Lions have it. Louis Delmas, the rookie from Western Michigan, is headed the other way. Chased by Colston, but Delmas is going to have a touchdown for Detroit.
Have we not had a crazy game? Momentum changes like every single snap. So this has been definitely been an exciting game, and puts the Lions right back in it.
65. Clock run out here in the third quarter, so 3rd and 1 as we begin the fourth quarter, and at the end of 3, it's the Saints 38, the Lions 27. They've changed the field position. 96 yards rushing for Bell as Breeze rolls out and completes to Colston. A first down at the 47, 46-yard line before Julian Peterson. 3rd and 9. Breeze with time, right at target to David Thomas, the tight end they just traded for from New England in goal. Heath Evans on a fullback screen. Heath Evans is in for the touchdown. That might just take the steam out of the Lions. Turnovers, controversial call, 72 points combined. Drew Brees, 6 touchdown passes, a career high in one game, and Matthew Stafford, the 21-year-old, his NFL debut. Kevin Smith near a first down. Got Stafford on 4th and 1. He's going to roll out, throws, and juggle. Did he hang on? That's Brian Johnson, and yes, the officials,
as they showed all of last season.
1 for 12 on 3rd down. That's a first down. And a tough hit. Yamon Figures held on, and a flag comes in on the end of that. There just wasn't much there. Saints defense deserves credit. Bell taking care of the Saints running game. It's been in his hands today. Breeze takes it to the last second and gives it to Bell for another first down. Reggie Bush, his 15th touch of the day. Reggie Bush inside the 5 near another first down. Reggie Bush has a Saints touchdown, and a penalty flag comes in, so don't count it just yet.
Holding, offense number 85. 10-yard penalty is still first down.
Unfitting that Bell will run this out as the clock winds down, and for the Saints, a fast start in a year that many think they're a playoff team.
They have all the tools to make it happen.
45-27, the Saints over Jim Schwartz and the Lions. For Trent Green, our entire crew, I'm Chris Myers. The Giants and Redskins are next on Fox.
Their last victless game of the season, Saints and the Eagles. Donovan McNabb didn't get the start. Kevin Cobb did. Jeff Garcia there to run the Wildcat, I'm sure, right? Here's Drew Brees. 6 touchdowns against the Lions last week, picked up right where he left off. First drive of the day, touchdown.
Nobody's around him for about 7 yards.
Marcus Colston touchdown. Brees 5 of 5, 53 yards on the opening drive. Kevin Cobb, 4th play of his first career start. How do you do?
I like the way they use Jackson. Put him on the far side, bring him back across the field. Just put him in different places to get him the ball.
71-yard score, and we're tied, and you get some love from McNabb. 2 possessions later for the Saints, Mike Bell running the ball again.
He's a bell cow.
I like that, Steve. Quality turn of the phrase leads to a John Carney field goal. 10-7, Saints up on top. Second quarter, 3rd and 2 for the Saints, still up 10-7. Hakeem Jordan, nice play. Tips it to himself to intercept Drew Brees as they were driving again. Eagles ensuing possession. It's Brian Westbrook in the Wildcat direct snap. This is what we're going to see Vic do next week.
Yeah, you may see Vic take every snap.
Next week?
Yeah.
Well, you really didn't say that. More on that in a moment. 3rd and 7. Cobb back on the field. And he finds Brent Selleck. But they have to settle for a field goal. 15-play, 73-yard, 8-minute drive leads to only 3 points. Tie game, minute 20 to go in the half. Breeze to Reggie Bush. 29-yard gain to the Eagles' 25.
He gets great protection, but he also buys good time in the pocket. He's very aware of that.
Next play, Breeze, 50 ticks to go in the half. More than enough time to shoehorn another in to Marcus Colston. What a grab.
On the day, 20 yards or more in those plays.
Perfect throw. Put it up over the top of the guy's head.
But the Eagles fit in a field goal before the half at 17-13. Opening possession of the second half, Breeze flips it out to Heath Evans. And he re-challenged this, even though so he lost the timeout and challenges. That was upheld as a touchdown. 24-13, Saints up. Next possession for the Eagles, Cobb is picked by Scott Shanley. Michael Vick, last day where he gets some free Aquafina there.
Yeah, you'll be in there next week, buddy. You'll be in there next week, my man.
Saints next possession. There's your bell cow. Running it in. Saints up 31-13. Fourth quarter. 2-touchdown game. 34-20. 3rd and 4. Reggie Bush between the tackles, everybody.
133 yards rushing on the day for the Saints. 311 passing. And that's what I call balance, Coach.
Now to the Saints, Drew Brees and that New Orleans offense have scored 93 points in 2 games, but it was a windy day in Buffalo. Fourth play of the Saints' opening drive. It's Brees to Marcus Colston. Looked like they were just going to keep doing what they were doing.
It looked like the wind is blowing the Saints' way.
31 yards there, and now it's Brees to Devery Henderson.
What's amazing is these guys are open. They're wide open.
Wide open.
All right, set up a Lionel Hamilton touchdown. Saints on top 7-0 early. And Trent Edwards now, a couple of possessions later, steps up.
Nice football.
Beautiful. This kid's getting better every week.
18 yards there to Josh Reed. He had 52 on the day. All right, second quarter now, and Ryan Lundell lining up for a 42-yarder.
Nice fake.
Brian Moorman, the punter slash holder to Ryan Denny.
Beautiful.
Defensive
Good
end.
call, Bobby April.
Getting a little love.
Little
Best
Lambeau
time of
lead.
the game at 7. And Moorman takes a shot here, but still gets the pass
was worth
off. All right, so here come the Bills again. A couple of possessions later. Roscoe Parrish stripped by the rookie from Ohio State, Malcolm Jenkins. Led to a John Carney field goal.
Good job, Malcolm. Good job, buddy.
From one corner to another, Deion Sanders approves. Third quarter now, and Trent Edwards. You got to find Terrell Owens.
Yeah, I don't care if you have to throw him a smoke route, which is a quick screen. Just get him the ball some type of way.
The ball was deflected, picked off by Will Smith. Keep in mind, T.O. had caught a pass in 185 straight games. So he's trying to figure out what's going on here. Pierre, it's Edwards now going up top to T. Adam,
a little long. The wind took it.
So Terrell Owens.
Think he's mad.
No catches, no yards. Pierre Thomas didn't have a rushing attempt until the second half.
No Mike Bell this week, but Pierre Thomas rambles.
34 yards for Thomas. And then on the Saints' next possession, about 19 more for another touchdown. He had 126 yards. He didn't have a rushing attempt the first 2 games. 126 yards all in the second half. So the Saints win it 27-7. Big news out of this ball game, though. Terrell Owens' streak of 185 consecutive games with a completion now over.
Battle of the Unbeatens, the 3-0 Jets and the 3-0 Saints in the Superdome. And the Jets defense did the job against Drew Brees, holding him to just a field goal on the first drive. And then Mark Sanchez, when he was done biting the fingernails of regret,
What a manicure.
comes down the field, 6 plays down, and then
Not him.
bagged by Darren Sharper with this run. He will not only go prime time later,
Yes, he will.
but he becomes just the second player in history with a pick 6 of over 90 yards twice in the same season. You know the other one is, Steve Marion?
Who's that man?
Am I sitting next to him?
We both are.
Whoa. Is he dapper?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, no, Darren's
Hey,
dapper. I know
Sharper.
Darren's dapper.
Sharper. We talk about Ed Reed a lot, but that guy's good.
Meanwhile, here comes Pierre Thomas. All kinds of Pierres. He takes it down to the 1-yard line, and 3 plays later, Drew Brees to Jeremy Shockey. Oh, he throws it away. Sean Payton says, go for it.
Why not?
Why not go for it? Up 10-0, and Brees looks for his lineman, Jamar Nesbitt.
Not happy.
He didn't run a very good route.
Nesbitt, wasn't that an Eddie Murphy movie? Well, the Jets are backed up.
Get rid of it. Showing
Will
that he has no
Smith
pampers.
sacks Mark Sanchez.
He is a
fumbles it.
rookie.
Remy Adele recovers it, and 2 rookie mistakes by Mark
You
Sanchez.
got to get rid of it.
in
Have
the
that
first
clock.
half.
Can't sit back there very long.
17-0, a pick 6 for 98 yards. Chris Jenkins telling him,
We got you, baby.
we have your back on defense. And boy, did they ever. Reggie Bush takes the handoff, but he fumbles. Brian
this
Thomas
is a big
tosses
year
it.
for Reggie Bush, Reggie.
4 plays later, as Rex Ryan has the pink bill of the green cap, hands it to Thomas Jones, who becomes the 40th player in NFL history with 8,000 career rushing yards, touchdown. With that 98-yard pick 6 and the fumble in the end zone, the Jets are down just 1 touchdown in the fourth quarter. Drew Brees on 3rd and 6 lobs it up to David Thomas. Nice play by the Saints offense. 3rd and 2. 3 plays later, Lance Moore.
Great defense.
Stopped by Drew Coleman before the line of gain. It's another 4th down. They hurry up to the line of scrimmage, and Drew Brees sneaks it. But Wiley
Hold on.
Calling timeout.
He's freezing the quarterback.
Sneaky Rex.
He got it in there.
He does get it in there. 3 plays later, though. Next play, though. Chris
Oh,
Jenkins.
jeez.
Taking
a good
advantage
hard
of
count.
someone being
That's
aggressive.
a veteran quarterback. Hard count. Good job.
So the cat and mouse games are moot. 3 plays later, 9th play of the drive. Robert Meacham on 3rd down moves the chains.
Hit 10 different receivers on the day.
This is a big-time drive against a big-time defense in 2009. It is Keith Evans down to the 1. Next play, Peter Thomas. Pierre pops it in. Only the 3rd touchdown given up by the Jets defense this year. And then 3rd and 21, down 2 scores, 4 minutes to go. Sanchez has to try and make a play. And who gets him again but Darren Sharper.
He anticipates well.
His 5th interception of the season. New Orleans 4-0 for the first time since 1993. And Darren Sharper not only tied you for pick 6s of 90-plus yards in the same season, he surpassed you on the all-time pick 6 list. Drew Brees and Eli Manning.
Those 2 are good.
Eli has never played in the Superdome. Never, ever.
His daddy did.
But Drew Brees was the one who had the ball first, and they just drove it right down the field in a lengthy opening drive. Lance Moore with an 18-yard gain to move the sticks on 3rd and 8. 7 plays later, 15th play of the drive, decided to go for it on 4th and inches, and Mike Bell goes up and over.
You control the clock, you control the ground, you control the tempo of the game.
Saints have scored on the opening drive of every game this season, 7-0, and then on the next possession, Brees finds the old giant, Jeremy Shockey, and how fired up do you think he was?
That's a back shoulder throw to a tight end on the outside. That's outstanding.
That's hard. He was fired up. There's a little emotions involved in this game.
And then they get him involved in the end zone 4 plays later.
See, that's why I love Sean Payton. You know, it's an emotional game for Shockey. Get him involved early, get him in the paint. Now he's a happy camper.
And it got Brees involved. It was his first touchdown in the last 85 pass attempts. Giants next possession looking for points. Manning has an open Steve Smith in this.
You got to hit him.
Yeah, he's been hitting that all season, and that would have been a touchdown if he drops it in there.
Oh, boy. And Manning knew that was a missed opportunity. Giants have to settle for a field goal, which is not good when the Saints are settling for nothing but touchdowns. Brees, next possession to Robert Meacham in the end zone, comes down with it.
You know, he's got tall receivers that'll go up and catch it at its highest point.
Brees was 8 for 8 on that drive and the one before it combined, but the Saints missed the extra point.
Nice!
And Darren Sharper picks off Manning, except for the fact that Jonathan Vilma is called for roughing Manning in the pocket.
Yeah,
and
this is a good call. He got sandwiched.
Good hit, too.
So the Giants get 15 yards, and the Saints don't get an apparent pick 6. And 3 plays later, Ahmad Bradshaw pops it in the end zone for his 3rd rushing touchdown of the season. It's a 10-point game in which the Saints were dominating. Next possession, 4th play of the drive, right around midfield. Brees to Marcus Colston. But Corey Webster's called for pass interference, even though it appears
He got tangled, but he was looking back for the ball.
Incidental contact, maybe, huh?
wow.
Yeah. He had a hand in the back. He had a hand in the back. He had a hand in the back.
So the Saints get the ball at the 12, and then 3 plays later, It's Lance Moore.
Nice play action fake, Coach.
Brees' 100th touchdown pass as a Saint, and it's 27-10 New Orleans.
Look like the running man back.
Giants next opening the kickoff on the next possession. And we show these for only a couple reasons.
It's a big play or a boo-boo.
It's a big play. Dominic Hickson back active.
Kicker almost got him.
68 yards returns it. He had 230 yards on 7 returns on the day. Giants set up nicely. 5 plays later, Manning to Manningham. Touchdown. Again, the Saints are dominating this game, and it's still only a 10-point lead for New Orleans. That would change. Next Saints possession. Brees to Colston. This is 15th consecutive completion for Drew Brees. Down inside the 10. 4 plays later, Saints decide to go for it on 4th down.
Why not?
So got to quiet down the dome crowd.
Did it on the first series of the game. Why not now?
Except, unlike the first series of the game, this one doesn't work. Turned away.
Great goal line stand by the Giants.
Seemed like he was there.
Saints turn it over on downs and then commit an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty to move the Giants out from the shadow of their own goal line, and Manning takes advantage of that. Find Manningham for an 18-yard gain, but
come and clock it. Come and clock
the
it.
Giants have no timeouts left, so they don't clock it though.
He's trying to get a play called, and then he looks at the defense and says, "Oh, they're coming on a blitz. I got to readjust my protection. This is taking a long time, Eli." You got 10, 12, 14 seconds that they're using here trying to get the protection right.
And unfortunately, he doesn't get the protection right. Unfortunately for him.
Bam!
Oh, nice.
As Roman Harper strips Manning, Scott Shanley recovers. Ball's loose. Kevin Boss hops on it. Tom Coughlin thinks maybe I've got a touchback here, and I don't lose the ball. But Shanley is called down, even though it seems the ball's coming loose.
Referee Hockley did a great job explaining this. The ball was pinned to his body, so therefore he was down with ball in possession.
And it was an unmitigated disaster for the Giants as they lose tackle Kareem McKenzie on the play. They lose the ball, they lose their tackle, and they lose 7 more points.
Do what you do,
on the
Reggie.
Scoreboard. Reggie Bush gets in the end zone 2 plays after that whole big shenanigans. 34-17 is the score. Midway through the 3rd quarter, Manning
couldn't step into his throw, Coach.
Got the safety blitz, hit his arm, and he underthrew it.
Picked by Jabari Greer, and then he's got some words for his running back.
You pick up this block. That's what he said. Let's go.
Look at Eli being demonstrative there, huh? Next Saints possession, Brees to Marcus Colston, who had 166 yards receiving, 2nd most in his career. It's officially a 40-burger. The Saints officially are 5-0 as they drop 48 on the Giants and give Adam Zimmer, Mike Zimmer's son, and their linebacker assistant, the game ball. Game of the day, quite frankly. The New Orleans Saints taking on the Miami Dolphins in Miami. A lot of people thought that this would be, without question, the game in which there would be an upset. This would be the Saints' first loss of the year, and Drew Brees got picked early on in this game by Tyrone Culver. That led to a Ricky Williams touchdown, and that's what the Saints wanted to do. What the Dolphins wanted to do is get out early on the New Orleans Saints, and that's exactly what they did. 7-3, Ricky Williams running downhill.
The speed he still has. Nobody's going to catch this guy, and he's up there in age, and he has 3 touchdowns today and really jumped out in front early on the Saints.
So it's a 14-3 lead. The Miami Dolphins are on top, and then in the 2nd quarter, with it being 17-3, Drew Brees throws another interception, and coming into this game is Reggie Torbor collects the tip drill. Coming into this game, the Saints 1-13 in games in which Brees throws at least 2 interceptions, and then Ronnie Brown turns that pick into points, 24-3.
Yeah, there's a wildcat now with Pat White in the backfield. You're going to get
Is it really a wildcat with a quarterback in, Coach?
Yeah, I don't know what it is.
I guess it's not really a wildcat. It's a spread offense is really what it is.
We know what that is.
Right before the half, this was a crucial sequence. It seems that as Marcus Colston gets in, but the booth buzzes down with 5 ticks to go and says that his knee is down before he gets in. I don't know. I mean,
it's where the ball is when the knee
well, it's
is
also
down.
Parsing. That's not what instant replay is
Drew
for.
says,
It's to parse things
let's
down
go
to the
for
frame.
it. Let's go for it, Coach.
But Drew Brees convinces his coach to go for it with 5 seconds to go. And that is the way the Saints got a big-time touchdown before the end of the first half. And then the 3rd quarter, 24-10, Chad Henne is picked on the tip drill by Darren Sharper.
That was a good throw. That ball should have been caught for a completion. Here he goes again, Darren Sharper, and he gets out. Well,
the ball spurts free, and there really was no good angle as as Tony Sperano called through the challenge play. There really wasn't a good angle, so the play stood is
cameras
called.
on the goal line, Rich.
Mike Bell, his first rush of the game came midway through the third quarter, and the fresh legs gets him on the plus side of the field. And then 7 plays later, Marcus Colston wide open in the end zone. It's a 3-point game.
They execute well. The New Orleans Saints, they're so explosive that they're never out of the game.
Next possession, Brian Hartline is off to the races, 67 yards. That was the first play of the ensuing possession, and then Ricky Williams pops one in for the 3rd touchdown of the game on the next play. And then the Saints get the ball inside the Dolphins' territory, and then Reggie Bush does what he does.
Get up, Reggie.
Get in! Leaps into the end zone from the 5-yard line.
That's a nice get inside the pylon. That's going to be a little fun.
34-31, Drew Brees finds Jeremy Shockey with 10 minutes to go. They're in the red zone again. Then Brees calls his own number again, and he has ups.
Sanchez did it. He had to do it.
They said quarterback get up like that.
4th and 13, last chance for the Dolphins. Chad Henne is picked by Tracy Porter. Another one taken to the house of the Saints. Defense contributes 2 touchdowns in a day in which Drew Brees was not protected. He had 3 interceptions as well as being sacked 5 times.
Falcons, incidentally, the Saints' first division game of the season. Matt Ryan trying to pull off the upset. Falcons had a lot of hope at the beginning of the season, 4-2. Opening drive, and it's Matt Ryan handing off to Michael Turner.
He looked like the Michael Turner of old, the guy that we were used to seeing last year. He came out of his shell.
All right, so they go up 7-0, but here come the Saints. This time it's Pierre Thomas.
Makes everybody miss, runs it in. I mean, this is what the Saints couldn't do last year. They couldn't run the football effectively. They were throwing for all those games.
All right, more now from the Saints. Falcon safety Thomas Deku on a delayed blitz. Drills. Brees and Bierman takes it in for a touchdown. Falcons on top 14-7. Second quarter now, it's Brees to Jeremy Shockey for 27 yards down to the 32. Brees now to Marcus Colston. That's what you were talking about.
He looks covered to me.
No, he's not.
The problem is the guy's 5'8", trying to cover 6'4". You know, in basketball, that's a rebound.
All right, the game tied up at 14. Here now, big drop here by Michael Jenkins. Falcons on the move. It was on a 3rd and 4th, 16-yard line. So Jason Allen from 34 yards away. Boink. No good. Game tied at 14. The Falcons now trying to make the Saints trying to make the Falcons pay. There you go again. Lays it up.
Man, there it is. Perfect throw.
And look who's catching the football.
Henderson.
That's Devery Henderson. When he first came in the league, did he catch those balls?
Not with his hands. He trapped them.
Look at him now. Look how he's developed.
And Reggie Bush, you get him on the outside. Forget about it. He walks in. Saints on top 21-14. Falcons now in their next possession. 52 seconds left in the half. Matt Ryan looking for Roddy White, but it's picked off by Jabari Greer. 5 interceptions returned for touchdowns for the Saints. Leads the league, and it puts them on top 28-14. Another huge mistake.
That's another big-time acquisition from the offseason, too, getting Jabari Greer from Buffalo.
All right, but the Falcons come out firing in the third quarter. Up top to Roddy White, 68 yards.
He's a long ball hitter, that guy. He just keeps making plays up the field.
Was that Drew Pearson on Nate Wright
exactly.
right there?
That's an offensive foul there, Charles.
All right, so now the lead is 28-21. Eric Weems trying to get to the outside. Doesn't get the first down. It's a gain of 1. So here comes Elam. On 4th and 4, actually, they decide to leave Elam out of it because he'd already missed 2 field goals, missed a 51-yarder as well. Ryan to Tony Gonzalez. That's a first down, and now it's Ryan to Roddy White. Touchdown, but wait a minute.
Not so fast.
You take another look at this from the other side, and you can see clearly the ball hits the ground.
That's a tough one, too, because the official was staring straight into the play and saw the ball bounce. Actually, I should say did not see the ball bounce.
All right, so here comes the Saints down on a 3rd and 1. Pierre Thomas puts it on the ground. Eric Coleman recovers.
3rd and 1 was a problem last year for the Saints. They didn't convert enough. Now they're starting to fumble on 3rd and 1. They made a lot of mistakes in this game that were not typical of the 2009 Saints.
All right, so the ball is out before Thomas's knee is down. Ruling on the field stands. Turner looks like he's stopped, but keeps rumbling.
Everybody was tagging off. They thought it was practice, man.
24 yards. All right, 2nd and 9 now. Oh, no. Oh, no. Tipped by Vilma, picked off by Tracy Porta. And watch Vilma right there. Gets his big paw on it.
That took enough off of it, and then Porter makes the pick. That's deep in the red zone, too.
Another scoring opportunity denied by the Saints. How about Colston? Up over Brent Grimes.
5'8". It's tough. Size matters, my man.
And now Breeze to Shockey, one-handed. 17 yards to the 19. Jeremy Shockey's balling this year.
Yeah. And see, they can use Jeremy Shockey essentially as a 3rd wide receiver and split him out, detach him from the line of scrimmage, and let him go out and run one-on-one routes.
All right, 3rd and goal. Breeze dumps it off to Pierre Thomas. And those were the first points for the Saints in the second half, 35-24.
Their execution. When they're humming on offense, their execution.
Look at that, getting out there with the lead block.
Yeah,
That's
him right there. That's right.
The right tackle.
All right, 4th quarter. And here we go. Onside kick.
The ball comes free because it didn't go 10 yards, but it hit the Saints first, so they touched it, so that's a free ball.
So here comes the final play of the game, and it's Ryan, picked off by Darren Sharper. And so they did get a field goal from Elam. They were able to get that onside kick, but a little too late for the Falcons, who certainly had their opportunities. But the Saints improved to a perfect 7-0. And Sharper doing his thing. Another interception, 35-27 of the final. Drew Brees, 2 more touchdown passes for over 300 yards. Matt Ryan and the Falcons were in this game, had great opportunities, but they just couldn't get it done.
Coming into Sunday, the Panthers hadn't lost in the state of Louisiana in 7 straight games. You're kidding. I'm not kidding. Well, they got Jake Delhomme from the Bayou. They feel very comfortable there. Certainly when D'Angelo Williams is running like this.
Hand it to that guy.
Second play of the game.
This guy has been awesome the last month.
66 yards just like that a minute into the game, and the Panthers strike first. And the defense was doing its best to keep Drew Brees off balance. Drew Brees, midway through the first quarter, is rushed, falls loose. John Beeson picks it up. That led to another Williams touchdown, 14-0.
Not
Carolina
the
now.
character of the Saints.
But you knew that the Saints would
go marching in.
Start. Oh, yeah, come marching in. I like that.
Never out of the game.
Oh, here until there's a bad snap.
Great heads-up play by Brees.
Forced to settle for a field goal. Next possession, all right, now they're inside the red zone. Now they're going to have
play
to score,
ball,
right? I mean, now that Brees is going to... Oh, boy. Chris Gamble.
Get to the sideline. Come on, Brees. Make him cut back. Make him cut back, Brees. Where are you? See? There you go.
Panthers got another 3 points out of that. 10 points off of turnovers. Up 17-6 in the Superdome at the half. Second half. Different story.
Yeah.
You got to stop the bleeding.
And here we go. Brees to Devery Henderson off to the races.
Making adjustments at halftime, Coach. Yep.
Knocked out by Chris Gamble at the 10, 63-yard play.
Also, Mr. Gamble.
Next play, Pierre Thomas.
Great blocking, big fella.
46-second drive, 4 plays, 80 yards. Panthers now only lead by 4. It's a 20-13 lead. 3rd and 5. Brees to Robert Meacham.
What a great catch.
Last play of the third quarter ties the game, 54 yards. We're tied at 20. How about Brees?
Yeah. You and Mr. Cool.
What's he doing?
Checking off, baby. Checking off, saying, pick him up. I'm going to hit this seam right here. I'll take that.
Wow.
6.
Time after time after time.
That's a field general right there. Fourth quarter, tied at 20 from his own end zone to Pierre Thomas. Out of the end zone. 17-yard gain.
Carolina got to tackle better.
7 plays later, they're on the plus side of the field. Brees to Meacham again. This led to a John Carney go-ahead field goal. Saints on top, 23-20 again in a game, which they were trailing 14-0. And for the third straight game, the defense chimes in with 6. D'Angelo Williams fumbles. Anthony Hargrove, what a story for him and the Saints, who scored 30 points. And they are now 8-0 for the first time in team history. They didn't trail in any of their first 5 games this season, but that doesn't matter. They're down by 2 touchdowns at home, down by 2 touchdowns at the road. They lead the whole game. They don't lead any part of the game until the game is over and they're winning. They're 8-0. Let's go to St. Louis. By the way, first time in NFL history that a team has hosted 3 straight home games against an undefeated opponent.
Oh, geez.
This year's Rams. Here come the Saints trying to go 9-0. Reggie Bush.
Reggie's balling, man. He is.
A flourish to put his second touchdown on the board of the day. It's 14-7 New Orleans. Reggie Bush 14, St. Louis 7 in a way.
Yeah, but they've got Steven Jackson. This guy can do it.
131 rush yards for Steven Jackson on the day. That's his third straight 100-yard game. Tied at 14. Kickoff to open the second half. And here comes Courtney Roby.
We only show you this for 1 or 2 reasons. Either it's a big play or a boo-boo. And this ain't no boo-boo, Rich.
21-14, 95-yard return. That's the way the Florida League opens the second half. It's 21-17 fourth quarter. Robert Meacham grabs this ball in the end zone. Drew Brees threw a couple of interceptions.
Nice touch over the top. Nice trajectory. Beautiful.
But he had a couple of touchdown passes as well as the Saints go up by 11. But Mark Bulger and the Rams did not have him quitting him on the day.
That's the way to get the ball at its highest point. Back shoulder fade. Ball perfectly thrown. Great catch by Avery.
Donnie Avery with the nice catch. No 2-point conversion. Didn't work. Minute 21 to go after the Saints go 3 and out. Bulger on 4th and 6. Brandon Gibson seems to pluck the ball before it hits the turf. Refs say it's a catch. Booth buzzes down and agrees. He caught it.
Got it. All right. Get your hands under it. Whoa, that's a close one. We'll take it.
But the rest of the 2-minute drill did not go smoothly. His time is running down with no timeouts left. They do get the ball off before the time is out. One last chance for the end zone.
On the field. Keep it on the field.
But the Saints survive with 3/4 of their secondary out, including Porter, who's done for the year with a blown-out knee. 3-game lead in that division for them. Let's go to Tampa. Last time Josh Freeman played in Tampa was his first career start, and he shot Green Bay. Here's New Orleans.
Look at the footwork, coach.
His eyes down the field, escapes to the left. Beautiful throw to Michael Clayton in the back of the end zone.
It's a good movie, too.
Yeah.
See the movie?
I've never seen that some part of it.
Second quarter. Would you walk out on it?
Yeah, I need to do something.
Robert Meacham, touchdown. Saints led at the half, 17-7. And then the Saints defense making its presence known. Scott Fajitas, coming free.
But they blocked it.
I'm going to say Anthony Hargrove should be comeback player of the year. I'm going to go out and say that. That's a true story if I'm talking about comebacks.
Yeah.
That block courage will work. And Drew Brees turns that turnover into points to Dave Thomas, the founder of Wendy's, is scoring now for the Saints. Talk about weapons. 10-0 for the first time in team history. What a big game next Monday night. Wow. Capping off Week 12 against the New England Patriots.
They have been ready since Saturday for this game here in New Orleans. Saints undefeated at home. The Patriots in the place where they won the first of this Super Bowl run. Electric atmosphere for the undefeated Saints and the Pats on Monday Night Football. New England won the toss, deferred the option of the second half, so the Saints will receive Stephen Gostkowski's kickoff with Courtney Roby waiting. Off we go from the Superdome. Roby's got to run up and get it at the 7. This return for Roby out to the 35. Brandon McGowan, Terrence Wheatley in on the tackle. Bush is inactive tonight. Pierre Thomas starts at running back. Breeze to the air and a deep shot downfield for Jeffrey Henderson. Right away, big gain for the first down. Out of the Mark Brunell hold off the upright and doinks in. for the game's first points. It's the five-man rush. It's all blocked up, and there's Falk away from Shanley. First down into the red zone. Morris and Maroney the backs. Maroney, first down, touchdown, New England. Heck of a drive for the Patriots. Pearson Prelo is personal protector in the quarterback spot. But now the rookie Morstead, who was the special teams player of the conference last week, kick to Wes Welker. And look out for Welker taking flight. Wes Welker with room to run gets brought down by Roby just across midfield. Brady steps up against the three-man rush and throws an interception. And welcome back Mike McKenzie. Signed a week ago today. Down at the 40. First turnover of the game. Field rather than coming hard across the field. He is Thomas with a big surge into the secondary. Thomas takes it all the way to the 30. You're going to question how are they? Is it a head injury? We'll watch Bell. Throw by Breeze. He's caught by Meacham. Who's paying attention, coach? Back in the red zone. Breeze swinging to Thomas. Able to get away. Pierre Thomas on his way. Touchdown 6. Only 3 rush, 8 drop in coverage. Brady throws complete, nowhere to go for Sam Aiken. It is Mike McKenzie again. First and 10 for the Saints from their own 25. Breeze. Look downfield, wide open is Henderson. Goodbye, touchdown. Rushing 3, 8 covering as Brady slides and fires a shot punt. Down the middle for Aiken. Sam takes it to the 35. The place was going nuts. The big pass to Henderson. Patriots come down the field, 10 plays, 5.5 minutes to get within 7. Coach, all of his former players swear by it. Breeze, 2 fakes. Middle's open for David Thomas, the ex-Patriot. Takes it to the 39, a first down as we hit the 2-minute warning. Pitch to this game. Darnell Dinkins in at tight end as Breeze loads for a shot downfield for Meacham. Got it! New Orleans touchdown! Couple of weeks, so this by no means is over. Brady, Falk, what a shot by Sharper. Inbounds, clock runs, Falk gets up. He from 50. Missed it left. No good. Finding space in the pocket. And uncorking for Moss. Randy's got it at the 10. Tries to split the tackle, brought down at the 3. Extra lineman checks in for the Patriots. Maroney to the left walks into the end zone. And how big was that fumble by this drive to the 26? And look for a sideline shot. Another big play. There goes Poston through the secondary. Poston running back used by the Saints tonight. Breeze throws to the end zone. Touchdown. Darnell Dinkins. Full move though, John. He's biting. 3rd and 8. There's a Brady throw. It's caught by Aiken. He made McKenzie miss and got the first down. Come on, so we could see what the Saints were going to do. They still bring the heat. The throw to Randy. It's incomplete. McKenzie jumped it. Knocked it away. The rebuild of New Orleans. Breeze, first down. What a throw to the back shoulder of Poston. Gallops through the secondary across. Breeze pumping, throwing, caught for another touchdown. Give me 5. Being looking for anything, throwing deep downfield, going to be picked up, and there is Darren Sharper's 62nd. A nice work for Sean Payton on the success of this team. 38-17.
Explain, sir. I shall. Present, please. Sean Payton coming off the high of that big win on Monday Night Football. 5 touchdowns for Drew Brees against the New England Patriots. They're on the road against the division opponent. However, that division opponent's all banged up. Chris Redmond starting for Matt Ryan.
No
Michael Turner, which means it's the Jason Snelling, Jarius Norwood hour.
Should be an easy one, right?
Quality variety hour. It's 6-3 when Robert Meacham tries to put the Saints on top. The Falcons stop him right at the 10-yard line. And then 3 plays later, it's Reggie Bush out of the backfield.
Yeah, they like having him back.
Point game here in the third quarter, and Brees puts it up for grabs.
Great coverage.
Brent Grimes is called for the penalty.
Bad call.
Won't be happy. Well, that led to this.
Great call.
Walks in
He's
the end
throwing
zone.
football.
Suddenly, Falcons are thinking upset with 90 ticks to go. Redmond returns to the Falcons 32. Big pick by the New Orleans Saints middle linebacker. And that 2. Snelling stopped short of the first down by Jonathan Vilma, who is the defensive hero of the fourth quarter. Arthur Blank shakes his head as the Falcons fall sub 500 and the Saints march on to their first 13-win season all time, clinch a first-round bye in the NFC, and they eked out the last 2 games, but it just doesn't matter. They are also 13-0.
We understand that they only get harder from here on out. You know, we get everybody's best game from here on out. There's no easy opponent. You know, there's no just because we walk in the building doesn't guarantee us anything other than the opportunity to play. And but we understand we have to play well in order to win. You know, we have to do all the little things, pay attention to the details, the fundamentals. We just feel like, hey, no matter what the situation is in the game, you know, we've got an opportunity to win, whether it be offense or defense or special teams. Somebody's going to make a play, and we're going to win the game.
It was supposed to be, in many ways, shapes, and forms, a big-time post-game party here in New Orleans for the undefeated Saints, but instead the Dallas Cowboys absolutely shocked this Superdome on NFL Network tonight by coming out and taking on Drew Brees and the Saints with DeMarcus Ware quite active after not practicing all week, and Tony Romo and the offense taking advantage of all the opportunities after the Saints go 3 and out on offense to start a game for only the second time all year. Tony Romo and Miles Austin make the first big play of the game.
They're establishing the run game, a little play action pass down the sideline for a touchdown to Miles Austin.
49-yarder over Malcolm Jenkins, the rookie.
It could be a double move, and that's something you want to attack aggressive corner with a double move.
And then the Saints go 3 and out for consecutive times to start a game for the first time all year, and then it's Romo to Austin again. A nice 26-yard quick gain to the Saints 15, and then 4 plays later, Marion Barber punches it in for the first time in 7 weeks, and the Cowboys are up 14-0 in the Superdome just like that.
They're establishing the line of scrimmage in a good way.
Jerry Jones, who came on our pregame show and said he was as nervous as a cat, breathing a quick sigh of relief, but the Saints have been down 14-0 at home before this year, and they won that game against Carolina by 10. However, the Dallas defense was hectoring Drew Brees all night. DeMarcus Ware with a sack fumble, and Anthony Spencer recovers it. Wade Phillips' crew added 3 points after that as Nick Folk, the much benign Nick Folk, made the field goal to make it 17-3 at the half. Third quarter, the Cowboys opened the half, and boy, did they open the half well. Romo to Ogletree for 17 yards, the Saints 26. And then 7 plays later, look who pops it in again. It's Marion Barber in the end zone.
Jason Garrett did a really good job of mixing the running and passing. When they got in the red zone this week, they stuck with the running game, and Marion Barber put it in.
A 13-play, 7-minute drive to start the half. Saints down by 21 now. Drew Brees to Devery Henderson in the end zone, and he drops it.
Missed opportunity all year. You've seen the Saints make this play, and it should have been a touchdown.
Oh, and the Saints are forced to punt instead of being down by 2 scores. They're still down by 21 going into the fourth quarter. Saints next possession on the plus side of the field. Brees, it's David Thomas. The Saints needing points and needing it fast. Down to the Cowboys 8. 2 plays later, 9th play of the drive. Mike Bell finally creases the end zone for New Orleans on this night. 24-10. Cowboys up by 2 scores. Next possession for the Cowboys. 3rd and 4. The Cowboys were 8 of 15 on 3rd down all night. Stellar on 3rd down, especially Romo. But Roy Williams had it in his hands and couldn't corral it.
Those are the type of plays you have to make as a receiver, especially a receiver his size.
So the Cowboys are forced to punt. Here come the Saints. 2 plays after that. Incompletion. Breeze to David Thomas for 12 yards down to the Cowboys 40-yard line. That's Pierre Thomas. Next play. Here is David Thomas, as I mentioned, 12 yards. Breeze buying time. He runs it himself down to the 14-yard line. 3 plays later, 7th play of the drive, Breeze flips it out to Lance Moore.
A bubble screen, they execute it to perfection for the touchdown.
It's a 1-score game. The Cowboys get the ball back, 3rd and 7. Crowd going crazy. Romo to Miles Austin, who had a great game, picks it up.
As a cornerback, you gotta stay inside on this coverage, especially when you're blitzing guys from the outside. You must stay inside.
32-yard gain, and Romo's fired up. Next play, Tony Romo had a heck of a game. Play action, buys time, rolls out. John Phillips is wide open. It's a 23-yard gain down to the Saints 22, and the Saints burning all their timeouts, hoping to get the ball back. Romo getting it done. We see it again. He really made a nice play here.
He did. Romo bought some time using his legs and he remained the quarterback. Got the ball, completion, first down. Stay in bounds.
So why are we flashing back to Nick Folk missing field goals pregame? The much maligned Nick Folk coming up, needing to get one between the uprights to end the Saints' chances for being an undefeated team, just like the Redskins had a chance to do the same with a bunny field goal to go up 10 late in the game against the Saints. And Folk hits the upright. He hits the upright, and the Saints have life as the Cowboys cannot believe that Breeze now has the chance to get the ball back and tie the game. But the Dallas defense saved the day, and DeMarcus Ware being the one that helped save the day, even though the Saints picked up a first down from Marcus Colston here with 1:17 to go. 26 seconds to go now. 2nd and 10 from their own 45 as Romo's watching it drip away. Breeze to Devery Henderson to the Dallas 42, but there's only 6 seconds left as New Orleans used all its timeouts to try and get the ball back. Last chance saloon for the Saints, trying to keep an undefeated season alive. Drew Brees is sacked for the 4th time. It's DeMarcus Ware with the 2nd sack fumble of the night, and the Dallas Cowboys win a must-win game in one tough environment, the loudest Superdome that anyone's really ever heard. And that's from some veteran Superdome watchers. And the Cowboys come up with a big 24-17 win. They are 9-5, handing the Saints their first loss of the season.
The 2-win Tampa Bay Buccaneers trying to hand the Saints a 2nd consecutive loss, and at the Superdome. Talk about a tall order. Sean Payton, 6 days after losing to the Cowboys, trying to get back on the board, and Pierre Thomas does just that midway through the first quarter.
Great blocking.
It was just the first quarter touchdown for the first time in 5 games for the Saints. And then the defense chimes in. Aaron Sharper ties Ronnie Lott on the all-time interceptions list for 6th place with a 63rd interception.
He stays around the ball.
He's always looking to score.
And then 6 plays later, that pick is turned into points as Breeze finds Robert Meacham. So it's all working. The vertical game, the running game, and defense.
Just like we thought this was going to be a beatdown.
So it looks great for the Saints.
Now,
the Bucs are in the house. They have 2 wins, and they're up 17-3 to start the 4th quarter.
Comes the blitz.
That's Kellen Winslow. All right.
He's
35-yard game.
That was a good get in the offseason.
And then 2 plays
get.
later.
I like that.
2 plays later comes Cadillac.
That's a good get, too. Way to get in the end zone.
On the outside.
Wait a minute. The Bucs are down 7 with 13 minutes to go.
Look at
2 possessions later for the Saints. They're punting it. Why do we show this?
Only 1 or 2 reasons. Either it's a boo-boo or a...
Michael Spurlock, 77 yards to tie it on the punt return.
Hold it up.
That crowd is in shock.
So the Saints now have a chance. They need to win this game as opposed to just sit back and win it. They need to go down and win it. There's Marcus Colston on 3rd and 3. 2 plays later.
They're
going crazy. In the Superdome, Reggie Bush picks up 9 yards. Garrett Hartley, who's now the kicker after they cut John Carney and then signed him to a management position. He's getting ready to try and win this game with his leg. Robert Meacham gets him even closer. 9 ticks to go. 37 yards away. Garrett Hartley for the win. And it is no good. It's
But the owner of the team, Tom Benson, doesn't realize it.
Thinks it's good.
He thinks it's
Hey!
He likes it. Can somebody tap him on his shoulder, please?
Well, what?
Hey. Oh, hey.
No good.
Honey, I think they
Wide left.
Back up off me.
Overtime. Bucks win the toss. They get the ball. They pick up the first down. Cadillac Williams at 129 yards rushing against this Saints defense. 3 plays later, Josh Freeman on 3rd and 7. Picks him up.
Do it yourself.
Down.
Do it yourself.
Slide.
6 plays later, it's Connor Barth, everybody.
Connor who?
Barth. Got it. Barth. Wow. And the Bucks beat the Saints. Oh, boy. Tom Benson knew that one now.
Everybody's quiet.
Are the Saints in trouble?
Yeah.
I mean, look at these numbers. Mere mortals the last 4 games.
They're in trouble.
The New Orleans Saints deactivated or made a third quarterback out of Drew Brees on the day against the Carolina Panthers, who had an active Jonathan Stewart. Boy, howdy. A 67-yard run to the house.
He can run.
You know, he personally closed down Giant Stadium last week. And then with this 8-yard carry we're about to show you, he goes over the 1,100-yard rushing mark for the season, does Jonathan Stewart, giving Carolina 2 such rushes. First team to ever have a duo over 1,100 yards, Stewart and D'Angelo Williams, who was deactivated himself.
And Steve Smith. And you're at home for the playoffs.
Yeah, that's the thing. They started slow. They finished very, very strong.
Well,
You mean they ain't start like that?
They had some ball security issues early on in the season. You like that?
I love that.
Matt Moore on 4th down is going to go for Matt
What?
Moore.
Coulda, woulda, shoulda been had Matt Moore.
Steve?
Yeah, you never know.
Care to comment?
You never know.
Get off the fence.
This is a man who played Joey Harrington forever and a day.
It wasn't his choice.
That's what I'm saying. Steve?
Not my choice, Rich.
I wish you were on camera, man. Wayne Jarrett with the touchdown right there. Julius Peppers picks off Mark Brunell. It could be his last game as a Panther. Who knows? Panthers started 0-3. They finished 8-8. The Saints are the first number 1 seed since the current playoff format in 1990 to enter the playoffs on a 3-game losing streak. They're one of 7 teams in the Super Bowl era to enter the playoffs with a 3-game losing streak. Here's how the day started on your division Saturday in the Superdome. The Saints with 3 straight losses, taking on Kurt Warner, coming off of his red-hot 5-touchdown performance against the Packers. First play from scrimmage, holy Ray Rice, Batman! It's Tim Hightower off and running 70 yards. First play from scrimmage, and suddenly you can hear a mouse in the Superdome.
That will quiet that great crowd of everybody going, what just happened? Nobody touched the guy. Tim Hightower, see ya!
Out the gate.
And you talk about an offense losing sharpness. What about that defense?
Well, here come the Saints putting the drive together to try and counter it. 6th play of the possession. Drew Brees to Marcus Colston, a gain of 17 on 2nd and 10. 2 plays later, Jeremy Shockey on the 8th play of the drive. He's back after an injury-related absence.
See, the emotion's a big get for the New Orleans Saints with Jeremy Shockey return.
That's how you respond after a long touchdown
2 plays later, Lionel Hamilton. How many weapons does this team have?
They put Deuce McAllister in the game.
Lionel Hamilton wraps up the 10-play, 72-yard drive. First play of the Cardinals' next possession. Here's Warner winging it to Jeremy Irvin, who fumbles it, and there's the ball hawk himself, Darren Sharper, picking it up.
He's always Johnny on the spot. He's always around the ball. Whether it's on the ground or in the air, he will find a way to find it.
So those young receivers for Arizona played big last week at home. We knew it would be an issue going on the road in the Superdome, showing up big. Mistake right there.
Randall Gay with the strip. Saints take over. 4 plays later, they're in the red zone. Breeze out of the shotgun. All sorts of time. Finds Jeremy Shockey in the end zone.
And that's been the story of the game. They are protecting Drew Brees, allowing him to spread it around. Look at his 2nd and 3rd and 4th receivers.
Jeremy Shockey limped through this whole route right here. Still called a touchdown. Boy, just don't know how Oh, he's hurt.
Cardinals go 3 and out. Back come the Saints. Devery Henderson making a play and picking up a first down, 16 yards. And on the play, Antonio Rodgers-Cromartie, the Pro Bowl cornerback of the Cardinals, hurts his knee, would not return, and he fears there could be some ligament damage in the knee. And then next play, here's Reggie Bush running left, running right, and then turning on a dime. He's gone.
We called him the X Factor this morning. He was exactly that. So many ways you can get Reggie Bush involved. And once he's in the open field, look for him to dance later.
What a move in the hole. 46 yards, turns upfield, and you know who loves it? Not just the Saints fans. Kimmy K.
I bet she was there.
She's up to the shoulder. Don't cheat me on the reacts. Where is she? There she is.
Oh, man. No.
We're keeping up with the Cardinals, too. Second quarter, Kurt Warner throws it up for grabs. Darren Sharper comes down with a who else, but back in the pocket. We have got Scott Shanley called for hitting Kurt Warner in the head and yanking the face mask a wee bit
to the helmet. And the face mask.
Packer fans are saying, where was that call? That's for sure.
That's a great
Fresh set of downs for the Cardinals. They still got the ball 5 plays later. Early Doucette leaping over people inside the 5-yard line. Next play, 9th play of the drive. Here comes Beanie Wells downhill. 21-14. We've got a ball game.
We do, and they wanted to be balanced and pound it a little bit and throw it a little bit with Kurt, and they were doing just that early in this game.
Drew Brees, play fake, and over the middle to Marcus Colston, 5th play of the ensuing possession for the Saints, up just 7th now. Next play, we are flicking fleas. Brees up top to Devery Henderson, touchdown.
They did a great job. Every time Arizona tried to get up, they came back. The Saints came in and said, no way. They came right back with the scoring drive that stumped out the momentum.
And Phil Roll not in the game. He fools the young safety now. Gets up over the top on the flea flicker. Yeah, Great adjustment on the ball.
Hamza Abdullah bid on the play fake, all going on in the backfield, and the Saints are up 2 touchdowns again. 2 plays later, Kurt Warner, look out as Will Smith picks him off, and Warner gets blown up trying to go for the tackle. Bobby McCray lights up Kurt Warner.
If a quarterback throws a pick and attempts to make a play on the tackle, he's free bait now. You can hit him, but if he backs out of there, he's protected. He was not protected there.
And then he was hit.
A violent hit. You could see, he says, I'm okay, but it's called a chest injury, and Warner went out for the rest of the half, and while he was in the locker room, there's Marcus Colston in the end zone, 7 plays after the interception. Saints with 35 first-half points, most points ever in a playoff game, period, for the Saints. Back comes Kurt Warner, though, out of the locker room to start the third quarter.
He's a tough guy.
3rd and 5. Warner under pressure, incomplete to Steve Preston. Cardinals force the punt.
You can see, though, that it is affecting him. Once you get that pressure on him, take hits like that, it starts getting in his kitchen and we get bad throws.
Saints get a field goal. Back come the Cardinals and go 3 and out again. Fitzgerald had only 6 catches for 77 yards, and they're punting. And we show you the punt only on 2 occasions. It's either a boo-boo
or something good.
Or one of these. Reggie Bush, first ever punt return for a touchdown for the Saints. And don't cheat me on the Kardashian react. There she is.
Come on,
There's the hug. Mrs. Jenner loves it too. Look at Reggie Bush.
Wow,
his best game as a pro ever.
Nobody was close. Will the punter get him?
You knew with the kind of time that Sean Payton had, Reggie Bush would have a game with that special talent.
And Deuce McAllister, one of the offensive captains who went out for the coin toss, signed for the game. A symbolic gesture that just added more to the celebratory tableau that went down in New Orleans. 40-burger for the New Orleans Saints as the Cardinals give up 45 points in back-to-back playoff games. It's rare that you could say that because normally you lose a playoff game if you get 45 points up, and like the Cardinals did on this day, meaning that there will be a new NFC champion in the National Football League. Last year's champions are out as the Saints, for the very first time, will host the NFC Championship game next week.
Never use that word.
Drew Brees Brett Favre. Superdome, where Brett won his only Super Bowl. He's 40 years old. Drew Brees trying to get the Saints to the Super Bowl for the first time ever. Favre gets the ball first. Nice play by Bernard Berrian as he had a heck of a day, beginning of a long day for him. And then the opening drive capped off by Adrian Peterson. 19-yard dash up the gut. Favre was 6 of 7 on the opening drive. That's the way the Vikings quieted the crowd of the Superdome right off the bat. But back comes Drew Brees in his first possession. Fourth play of it, over the middle to Colston, 13-yard gain. 3 plays later, what a day to be named Pierre in the National Football League. As Pierre Thomas takes the screen and does the rest.
Great play call.
Yeah, you got to love this screen. A good methodical drive by both teams to open this game. Touchdown, Saints.
A quick answer by the Saints after Minnesota drove down.
A 38-yard frolic through the Vikings defense to tie the game at 7. Vikings get the ball back. Favre on 3rd and 5. Incomplete to Percy Harvin, but we've got a flag on the play, and that flag's on Randall Gay for harassing Percy Harvin.
Yeah, you know the game was going to be physical, and I like the cornerbacks getting a hand on those receivers. Michael don't like that call, but
no, I thought it was a good call. He did a lot of the same thing with the
fresh set of downs. Harvin on the end around 2 plays later, and there's another penalty on the Saints. Bobby McCray blows up Favre at the top of your screen.
It's going to be the theme for the day. They're going to hit him as much as they can.
And Favre began to feel it right from jump street. 3 plays later, Favre on 3rd and 7 hangs in the pocket, takes the hit from Darren Sharper, and he delivers the ball to Harvin over the middle down to the 8-yard line. 3 plays later, 3rd and goal from the 5. Favre to Sidney Rice, the combination that put the Vikings in this game up 14-7.
Sidney Rice does a great job just finding the open space in the zone and sitting down, and Brett getting the touchdown.
First championship game to have a score in the first 3 possessions of the game since the 03 AFC title game. And in the second quarter, Reggie Bush with his first big play of the game on 3rd and 10.
You like how he finishes that run. Real physical. He's not always a finesse player. He'll run you over when he wants to.
One-on-one with a linebacker, coach. You got to take that match.
3 plays later, here's Pierre Thomas again. Shoestring catch, tackled by Madieu Williams, saving the touchdown. And the next play action, Breeze, all sorts of time to find Devery Henderson for the game tire.
You give any one of these guys in this game, Drew Brees, Brett Favre, that kind of time, you're going to get 6 points scored against you.
Minute 20 left in the half. Vikings are punting, and why do we show this?
It is a big play of boo-boo. You go from the hero to the GOAT all in 1 week in 1 play.
And it's a boo-boo and a big play. It's a muff punt and a big play for the Vikings.
Taking his eyes off the ball, looking at the oncoming tackler, that's a no-no as a punt returner.
And that's Eric Frampton live right there, making the hit, causing the muff, and setting up shop 2 plays later inside the 5. It's a fumbled exchange between Favre and Adrian Peterson. Steve, what happened
65
here?
lead. Now Brett's got to get it into that bread basket, and Adrian's got to get that front elbow up a little bit more, make a pocket, but it takes 2 to make an exchange like this. It's unfortunate. They had points going in
the red zone for the Vikings, and that would also be, unfortunately for them, a running theme throughout the day. 3rd quarter we go. First play of the second half. Breeze play fake to David Thomas after Courtney Roby set up the Saints with a nice kickoff return of 61 yards. 3 plays later.
Beautiful catch by David Thomas right there, holding onto that ball.
1st and goal from the 9. Here's Pierre with the Florida lead, leaping for the end zone. It's ruled a touchdown. And had this been reviewed, though, they would have taken the points off the board, and the Vikings didn't challenge.
Yeah, you know, the knee is down and the ball is not across the goal line. But, challenge that, they may very well score in the next play or 2.
So the Saints are up by a score, 21-14. Next Vikings possession already on the plus side of the field. And Peterson fumbles again, but Nufau Tahi recovers for the Vikings to avert another turnover, but it's another fumble.
Say that 3 times real fast, but he got on the ball to keep possession with the Minnesota Vikings.
Nufau Tahi leaps on the ball. And the next play, look who's hanging out around the first down marker. Shoot! It's Vasante Shanko getting the yards right back. 20-yard gain, 3 plays later, 3rd and 2 from the 22. Favre. Nice arcing throw to Shanko.
After being held and everything, he still kept his focus on that ball. He reached out one big paw and reined that ball in to his chest for the
next play. The Vikings give it to who? The guy with some fumbleitis on this day, but they got to get him back on that horse, and Adrian Peterson gets him in that end zone to tie the game at 21, and the Vikings get the ball back later on with this game tied at 21. And Peter, is he just
tucking it away.
I like
right
that. Eric Bieniemy, great running back coach, probably told him, get familiar with the ball. We're coming back to you.
But he fumbles again, though, the next possession, and somehow, someway, he beats all the Saints to the football as Roman Harper stripped it.
Got it locked away, and this is a great play by the defense, swatting at that football.
Yeah. Watch this.
But Adrian, watch him. Go get it, Pete.
Maybe that's a desperation of knowing he can't fumble again and still expect to play in the
If he'd have hit the hole like that, he
career.
would have had 200.
3 plays later, though, it's 3rd and 4. Favre takes the hit again. Chester Taylor, it's interfered with? No, it's Anthony Hargrove back in the pocket, lifting Favre and landing right on top of him.
A lot of blitzes, pressure by 4-man front and by the linebackers all day.
But he would feel it. He definitely felt this hit as he was grimacing in pain, upset at the hit, upset at how he was feeling, and then 4 plays later, Favre is picked off by Scott Fujita, and adding injury to that insult, Favre is hit even harder back in the pocket as the Saints celebrating the turnover. Favre having trouble getting up. His wife Deanna looking on in concern because Bobby McCray and Remy Adele just hit him high-low, and Adele,
I think the roll over his back at the end of it.
Well, but McCray hitting him low like that, that's the Brady rule. That's the Carson Palmer rule. As Favre is checked out on the sideline, no penalty on that play, as it should have been a fresh set of downs for the Vikings, but the Saints have to punt on that possession, and Favre comes right back looking no worse for wear and hands it off to Percy Harvin, and he fumbles the football.
He's trying to exchange arms from his right to his left in traffic. It's okay to exchange, but you want to do it when you're clear and you don't have guys swatting at it.
Suddenly, the Saints with a big man with football are set up inside the red zone.
Coach, I don't agree going away from Adrian Peterson. He's your workhorse. I know he's fumble prone right at this point of the game, but you got to stick with him.
1st and goal for the Saints at the Vikings 7. The Vikings can't hold on to the ball, and 3 plays later, Breeze to Reggie Bush, ruled out at the half-yard line, but there's a red challenge flag on the field. Sean Payton wants the officials to take a second look at it, and upon further review, Reggie spun past the pylon.
Get that ball inside the pylon. That's a clear touchdown.
28-21, Saints on top with 12 and a half minutes to go. Less than 12 minutes to go. Vikings get the ball back. Peterson beasting his way north and south for a gain of 27. Hangs on to the football as well. 3 plays later. 3rd and 10. Favre finds his hot receiver on this day. 9 catches, 102 yards, including this gorgeous 30-yard reception by Bernard Berrien.
Great play now. He catches it, contested by the corner, but he's got a safety coming over the top. He's going to get licked, but this guy makes the big catch.
2 plays later from the 18, Favre to Berrien, who gives it right back. Would you believe? Another fumble. 6th fumble of the day by the Vikings. 2nd inside the red zone. That is lost. No points again inside the money zone for the Minnesota Vikings as Tracy Porter strips it. Jonathan Vilma, the Pro Bowler, recovers it, and Chile can do nothing but wonder what may have been had they held on to the ball. Saints get the ball back, and they fumble it too on 3rd and short. Brees reaches for the first down line. It's ruled down before the first down, and Peyton challenges.
Coach said, no, let's try this again.
Doesn't get back. That ball comes out again. These are 2 best offense in the league. Little sloppy today.
So that's what pressure does sometimes.
Saints forced to punt, and they're out of challenges with 6 and 10 to go. There's 7:13 to go with Favre.
Get out of my way.
Devasante Shanko throwing that appendage out there to stiff arm. 16-yard gain. 2 plays later, Peterson over the right guard. North and south. Holds on to the ball inside the red zone again. 1st and 10 from the Saints 19. Favre rainbows it up for grabs in the end zone to Bernard Berrien, and it brings down a flag.
Got one-on-one coverage on the outside. Coach, you got to take a shot. Cornerbacks get into the receiver, but he never turns around to look for the ball.
2 plays later, 2nd and goal from the 2. It's time for Adrian. Finally ties the game at 28 after all the fumbles. The Vikings are still in this game in a big way. It's tied with less than 5 minutes to go. Peterson getting some love from his 40-year-old quarterback. Breeze trying to fire up the troops in the Florida League to try and get to the Super Bowl for the first time. The 4-minute offense on the field, and Breeze is hit and fumbles. Saints do recover and avert disaster. But it's 3rd and long. 2 plays later on 3rd and 18, Breeze to Devery Henderson. Almost gets it all back.
Saints forced to punt. Now it's the Vikings with their 4-minute offense on the field. 3-minute offense to be exact. Less than 2 minutes to go in the game. It's 3rd and 8. Favre to Bernard Berrien, breaks a tackle, gets the first down. Vikings use their first timeout.
So the Saints going for that ball, Coach.
And they're going for it. They're in field goal range.
That's
right
a
now.
very rich man who's nervous. Next play, a minute 39 to go. Favre to Sidney Rice. What a great pitch and catch. Plus side of the field, 20-yard gain. Next play, minute 14 left to go. Ryan Longwell thinking he can win it with his leg. Here's Chester Taylor with a gain of 14. Saints use their last timeout, and the Vikings have all the momentum. The Vikings sensing their first trip to the Super Bowl since the bicentennial, people. 19 ticks to go. Why do we show a huddle? Because there's 12 Vikings in it. All sorts of confusion. Vikings try to call a timeout, but referee Monk calls 12 men in a huddle before they can. That's a 5-yard penalty, meaning it's now a 56-yard attempt for Ryan Longwell instead of a 51-yarder, meaning Brett Favre needs more yards, and he tries to get it by throwing over the middle, and it's late and picked by Tracy Porter.
Not a bad idea. Only 10, 9, 8, 7 seconds left at this time. You're not in field goal range, so you're not going to attempt the field goal. It's going to be too long, so Brett Favre is just trying to make something happen.
Well, I say scramble out, go try to get you 3 or 4 more yards and let that thing run out. And let's try a 70-yard. I don't care how long it is.
Going overtime, just like the last NFC Championship game in which Favre played, in which he threw an interception in overtime, and the Giants won in Lambeau Field. That turned out to be the last pass of Brett Favre's career in Green Bay, and this game goes into overtime. The Saints win the toss because the Vikings call the heads, and we know tails never fails, and here comes the opening kickoff of overtime by Pierre Thomas, returned for 40 yards to the Saints. 39, 3 plays later on the 43. Breeze to Colston. And there is a flag on the play. Asher Allen, the rookie's in the game. Why, Steve?
Cedric Griffin came out because he was covering the kick. He got hurt a couple plays before this. That was a huge loss for the Vikings.
It's a fresh set of downs as the rookie is called for illegal contact down the field. It's now on the Saints. 48, 2 plays later. Breeze to Colston again. Ball is up in the air. All sorts of Vikings and Colston have a chance to collect it, but it falls incomplete. Next play, 3rd and 10 from the 48. Breeze to Devery Henderson. This is a 9-yard gain. Although it looks like he catches it past the first down, he doesn't collect it until he's in front of the first down line, just like that 4th and 2 in Indianapolis that New England had. Didn't have possession enough for the first down. It was challenged. It was upheld as the spot is short.
The receiver has to make sure he is beyond the first down marker. That's playing down in distance. And they did not do that.
And Sean Payton decides to go for it. Pierre Thomas leaps. He's hit by Chad Greenway. And on the hit, Pierre Thomas almost loses the ball. It's spotted as a first down. The booth buzzes down. And the spot and first down stood as called. Next play, 1st and 10 for the Vikings, 41. Breeze extends the play, throws it up to David Thomas. And even though it doesn't appear there's any contact and the ball's uncatchable,
he just falls. That's the big play.
Yeah, but the play was made by
interference.
The play was made by the quarterback Drew Brees, scrambling, just buying a second more time to throw that ball up to make that pass.
Now the Saints kicker Garrett Hartley warming up for a game-winning kick of his own as Robert Meacham with a gain of 12 on 2nd and 14. Vikings call a timeout. They want this play reviewed. The booth buzzes down, and it stays as called, even though the ball does bobble. You really can't tell if it hits the ground. So the play stood as called. Next play, 3rd and 3. Breeze is rolling out. He wants some more yards. He can't get it. David Thomas, it's incomplete. So here comes Garrett Hartley after a hard-fought contest to try and send the Saints to their very first Super Bowl from 40 yards out to send Brett Favre back to his Mississippi farm. And Garrett Hartley got it right down the pipe. And the Saints are going to the Super Bowl, going to South Florida as Brett Favre has another heartbreaking finish. If this is his last game as a Minnesota Viking, it ends the same way as his Packer and Jet career ended, with his last pass being an interception. But there's so much Favre watch still to come, of course.
You got that right.
The Saints are playing in a big game against the son of Archie Manning. Peyton Manning is standing in the Saints' way of their very first trip to the Lombardi Trophy podium promised land. And in his 4th season as head coach in New Orleans, Sean Payton has him going to the big game.
Well, let's see how it all went down. Dwight Freeney, the most watched ankle in the entire week.
We told you he would play.
He went.
Can't miss a Super Bowl.
He would go. Drew Brees and Peyton Manning, the first ever matchup of 4,000-yard quarterbacks in a Super Bowl. Opening possession of the Colts after the Saints went 3 and out. Peyton Manning was dissecting that Saints defense to start things off. After a Dallas Clark reception, 3 plays later, there's Austin Collie, 14 yards.
There's the first blitz of the game right there, and they hit Austin Collie for a big first down.
3 plays later, 3rd and 5 from right at the red zone. Manning looking for Pierre Garçon, but just out of reach. Colts settle for a field goal and draw. First blood, 3-0. The Saints don't score again. Colts get the ball back. 2nd and 10 from their own 15. Joseph Addai had a good night, Michael.
Joseph Addai was averaging early on about 8 yards per carry. It looks like the Saints were ready for pass, but Colts were able to run.
Good play call by Peyton Manning, changing the play at the line of scrimmage.
And then 3 plays later, 3rd and 1 from right around midfield. Here is Joseph Addai getting the first down and then some. Longest run of the game by anybody, 26 yards.
Did you see what he just did to Darren Sharper?
Great move. We always say Darren Sharper's a great guy. The second is, but I don't know about that tackling on that play. But we got to give Addai some credit. He ran effective tonight.
And then 3 plays later, we got our first touchdown of the game on 3rd and 6. Peyton Manning, nice throw to Pierre Garçon.
Soon as one player went down, the cornerback went down for the Saints, Peyton Manning went right to the replacement and scores this touchdown.
Look at the set. The set was a great setup. Moshi used great feet, got off the jam and stayed inside, then stacked him over top.
A 96-yard drive, tying the longest drive in Super Bowl history, lasted 11 plays. Now the Saints are down 10, needing some points in a hurry to stop the momentum from wearing a blue shirt. And then Drew Brees finds Marcus Colston down to the Colts 29. 3 plays later, 10th play of the drive, 3rd and 3. Here's Dwight Freeney. What a nice ball rush right there.
Yes, he looked fresh early in the game. Now, this was his only sack. You can see a couple plays before that. He had a spin move. This one was a bull rush, and he gets there for his only sack.
It was the only sack of the game for the Indianapolis Colts. 6th play of the next possession of the Saints. Here's Lance Moore, wide open, nice move. 21-yard gain down to the Colts, 23. It's 10-3. 2 plays later, 2nd and 17. Marcus Colston, first down to the Colts 3-yard line.
For Marcus Colston to be a big receiver, he runs inside the numbers very well.
Very well, Dion. 3 plays later, 3rd and goal from the 1. Mike Bell slips and falls. That's a loss of a half a yard. Sean Payton, what's he going to do? He can go for the field goal, make it a 10-6 game, get the points, but he decides to go for it.
Why not? He's got 3 Pro Bowl offensive linemen to the right side. Go for it!
And he goes for it. Comes up with nothing. Gary Brackett, the first one to hit Pierre Thomas, and Clint Session polishes him off. What a big play.
They had to push, but it seems like it took too long to get the handoff to the running back. They had to play block well.
But the Saints defense makes the Colts go 3 and out, and they use their times out to make sure that there's 30 ticks left on the clock, and Brees finds Devery Henderson. So they get a field goal right before the end of the half, and just when you thought that had all the wind out of their sails, they come out of the half. And with the first onside kick in Super Bowl history, before the 4th quarter, Chris Rees recovers for the Saints. What a call and execution.
They surprised him on this, and the Colt defender had a chance to catch this onside kick, but it doinks off his helmet, and the Saints recover after about a 30-second fight for the ball.
A real fight at the bottom of that pile. You know they were scrambling for that football. But I like the way the kicker came up to swing his leg like it was a full kick. But he did not make a full kick.
So the Florida lead with some momentum now. Again, they got a field goal at the end of the half after getting nothing on 4th and goal. First play after the onside kick to start the second half. Pierre Thomas, then Devery Henderson. They're inside the Colts 40. 2 plays later, Brees to Marcus Colston. 9 yards more. They're on the cusp of the red zone.
It was a play that they kept running. They kept hitting Colts right in the middle of that zone defense.
And then 2 plays after that, dump it off to Pierre Thomas, and he does the rest.
Fox 2 halfback screen strong here. That's a touchdown for the Saints, and it was 1 less possession for the Colts. That was huge to start the second half.
Saints' first lead ever in a Super Bowl, up 13-10, but old Peyton Manning is putting his chin strap back together on his helmet. 6 plays later, Dallas Clark. What a gorgeous throw.
Yeah, Peyton got got out of the pocket a couple times to the right and threw beautifully from the run.
I got to look at that again.
You got to see that again. Not only the throw, let's look at the route. Standing straight up, giving him a great length to throw the ball, and only Peyton Manning can stick it in like he did.
So the next play, 3 plays later, 9th play of the drive, 3rd and 5. Manning all sorts of time. There's Clark again, down to the 4-yard line. And the very next play, Manning hands it off to Joseph Adai, and we have a touchdown in Super Bowl 44 by somebody not named Pierre in the end zone. Joseph Adai gets a celebration from Eli Manning up and running in the box.
Broken tackles. 1, 2, 3.
Touchdown.
That's how you answer
Colts
after they score a touchdown.
Get it right back. 17-13 they lead after a Saints field goal makes it a 1-point game. First play of the 4th quarter. Manning to Pierre Garçon. 17-yard gain to the Colts, 46. Garçon at 66 yards receiving, just like Austin Collie had on the night. 3rd and 12. 3 plays later, Manning to Reggie Wayne.
Reggie Wayne, they didn't use him a lot, but he moved the chains a bit, but he ran great routes, and he has to be upset right now.
Well, he did come up, we'll talk about that in a moment. He did come up 2 yards shy right there, and the Colts decide to go for it on 4th down, just on their side on the other side of midfield. Nice play with Reggie Wayne right there.
Yeah, and you cannot, on a 4th and 2, play outside in. You got to get inside and make that receiver take an outside release.
3 plays later, 3rd and 11. Austin Collie was the intended receiver, but Jonathan Vilma knocks it away, and they go for a 51-yarder with Matt Stover. Were you surprised about that?
I was really surprised because Stover has a range. Great kicker, been effective all season long. He had the distance, but pulled it a little bit to the left.
And Peyton Manning and the Colts come away with nothing, and they still only cling to a 1-point lead. The Saints get the ball in quality field position after the missed field goal from the Colts 47. Reggie Bush, a 12-yard gain right there. Bush had 5 rushes for 25 yards. 3 plays later, Breeze dumps it off to Reggie Bush. He had 4 catches for 38 yards.
I thought they would go for Reggie more because you can't cover him with a linebacker at all.
There's David Thomas, a 9-yard gain on 2nd and 4 down to the Colts
at this
5-yard line, and then 2 plays later in the town and where he went to college from
right here in Miami. You get Jeremy Shockey just on a simple slant route, and he makes a great play for a touchdown.
They're up 5 with less than 6 minutes to go. The charge says go for 2. Lance Moore cannot corral it according to the officials, but Sean Payton believes that is a converted 2-point attempt. And sure enough, after further review, Lance Moore gets the ball and creases the plane of the goal, and that is a 2-point conversion.
Yeah, he must have had good help from the box up top. He's got possession. His butt crosses the goal line with the possession. The ball is over the line, and it gets kicked out of his hands late. That's why the official thought it was a bobble, but it was a kick out. That is a 2-point conversion. It's a good challenge.
And how huge is that? Instead of being up 5, they're up the full 1 score of 7 with Peyton Manning getting the ball back in a Super Bowl with 5.5 minutes to go, and Manning began to go to work all sorts of time. Finds Pierre Garçon on the other side of the field. 17-yard gain. 3 plays later, 5th play of the drive. They're on the Saints side of the field. Reggie Wayne, New Orleans native, weaving his way through traffic to the Saints 36. 3 plays later, 8th play of the drive. Just when you thought Manning was going to get this done, here comes Tracy Porter with the pick.
What a great read.
674 yards the other way. And instead of it being a tie game, the Saints are up 2 scores in Super Bowl 44 with 3 minutes and 12 seconds to go.
And you heard him right here talk about it, Dion. It's the timing of it. He studied. Remind me a lot of the view time. He knows when to make that risk for that big play.
He just jumped in. When you make a play like that in a time like this, you know study and preparation had to be involved.
And that is the way the Port Allen, Louisiana native put his home state team up by 2 scores over the 4-time MVP Peyton Manning and the Indianapolis Colts, who get the ball back with time running out on their chance to get a second Super Bowl in 4 years. But there's Austin Collie free. for 41 yards. How did that happen, Dion?
Seam route. The slot corner has to carry the seam. He didn't get the head around on the slight push-off. Very effective, and you know Peyton Manning is going to put the ball where it needs to be placed.
41-yard gain. So Manning from the Saints 30 dumps it off to a die after the 2-minute warning. A 17-yard gain down to the Saints 13. 4 plays later, though, the Saints defense is stiffened enough to make it a fourth and goal attempt. If the Colts don't convert, the game is over, and they don't convert. Reggie Wayne can't bring it in, and Drew Brees and the New Orleans Saints take their very first victory formation in a Super Bowl. Tracy Porter with a pick six of Peyton Manning, eventually sealing the deal to make the New Orleans Saints Super Bowl champs for the first time ever. Sean Payton, in his 4th year as head coach, realizing the dream of so many New Orleanians and so many folks who have been rooting for the Saints, waiting for this to happen. Drew Brees with a 32 for 39 night for 288 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions, is the Super Bowl MVP. 31-17 is the final score, and as you might imagine, the party is underway in New Orleans.